Go where you want. Go or go where you need.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to God Next Gaming. Imp1Way here with some Madden 19 and our rebuild. This is our franchise rebuild. We're going to go ahead and go with the Green Bay Packers. That's right. We had it down in the comments below by a longtime subscriber. And I had a couple guys at work who approached me and said to me, hey, pick this team, hey, pick that team, that do watch my videos. They decided not to put it in the comments, so I'm going with the one that went in the comments below, and that's going to be Green Bay Packers. And I kind of like this rebuild myself anyway. It was really my vote, to be honest with you, because here we have Aaron Rodgers, who's getting a little bit on in age. He is there on the older side for sure, but still one of, if not the best quarterback in the league to this point, right? He is absolutely phenomenal. He's a 99 overall. How can you not want to take a team like this and just kind of fill in the holes to see what you can make of it? We're going to go down the roster here, and it's going to be painstakingly long, but I want to kind of take a look at see what we have. Of course, we have Aaron Rodgers here at a 99 overall. We have Deshaun Kaiser backing him up at a 72. Quite a drop-off when you consider what we have as a starting quarterback, and hopefully he can stay healthy and stick with us for the whole season. And then we have Ty Montgomery running back, 81 overall, with Williams behind him at a 75. And Montgomery's good enough to get it done. He's more of a receiving back out of the backfield, but you kind of would expect something like that with a quarterback of Rodgers' caliber anyway, to have more of a receiving back than a power back. We'll take a look at the wide receivers. Devontae Adams is an 88. Randall Cobb is an 84. And then we have Geronimo Allison, huge drop-off in receivers to a 71, and then Moore and Davis at a 69. And then just kind of drops off from there as well. So we definitely got to take a look at this receiving core. We have two top-notch, if not elite, wide receivers here in Adams and Cobb. But we definitely want to see if we can kind of get a little more depth here beyond Allison as a backup here, or kind of a slot receiver type. We'll take a look at free agency to see what we can find as far as this goes. Then we take a look at our tight ends. We have Jimmy Graham, a little bit older in age there, but he's still an 87 overall. We have Mercedes Lewis, who's definitely much older, backing him up at an 83 overall. So I think we're pretty good in the tight end department here. We have Jimmy Graham, who's a receiving tight end. You have Mercedes Lewis, who's a combination of both, kind of like a hybrid, where he's a little bit of a blocking tight end and a receiving tight end as well. So I think we're pretty much shored up here as far as tight ends go. Now we'll take a look at the offensive line. I'm not going to even try to butcher his last name. We'll just call him David. We know what we got there. Definitely need some work here with left guards at a 73 overall. It's not going to cut it. We'll take a look at free agency. I know of somebody who's in free agency that we've used in another franchise to kind of shore up the left side of this offensive line, and it's definitely a point of concern for us here looking at the left guard. And then taking a look at center, we have Corey Linsley, serviceable and should be able to get the job done for us. And we'll definitely think about upgrading down the road in the future. But let's take a look at right guard. This is an absolute unmitigated disaster at a 67 overall. That's just not going to cut it. I'm not sure how we're going to address that, but we'll take a look and see if we can find anything that kind of works out for us in this department. We have Brian Balaga here over at right tackle at an 82. That'll get the job done for us, and I am pretty confident with that. With him here at the right tackle, I don't think we need to make any upgrades here at this point for this situation. Let's go take a look at our defense now. We have Mo Wilkerson, who is formerly of the New York Jets. That's my team. And he is here now with an 84 overall and looking to see if he can kind of redeem himself and get his career back on track here with the Packers. He's kind of a good fit for them scheme-wise, so we'll see how he can do in with his new team. Then we're moving on to the right side. We have Mike Daniels, who's without a doubt the anchor of this defensive line at a 91 overall, and still fairly young as well, 6 years in the league. We got Kenny Clark in the middle at defensive tackle at 88. So the defensive line of this team is pretty solid, and definitely probably the anchor of this defense for the most part. Let's move on to our linebackers. Clay Matthews, aging veteran, but he's still an 86 overall with decent speed and great acceleration and agility, and his tackle numbers are up there along with his power tackle too. Blake Martinez is the young hotshot of the defense, as well as Jake Ryan backing him up in the middle of the linebacking core there. Expect to see good things out of Blake Martinez this season. And we got Nick Perry over on the right side. He's an 82 overall, and kind of on the younger side, definitely under 30, and looking pretty good for us as far as speed. Got elite speed for a linebacker. I expect to see good things out of him. Moving on to the cornerbacks, this is kind of where we need some help. We got Trayvon Williams, a great veteran experience, but his numbers are starting to hurt a little bit. Kevin King, and then you have Jerry Alexander, the rookie, along with Jackson and Devon House. A couple more rookies there. Josh Johnson, the rookie. We're going to see what we can get out of these guys as far as like the secondary goes. We have one of the better free safeties in the league, and Clinton Dix. He is one of the stronger zone coverage guys out there as far as free safeties go. Great awareness and some decent speed as well. We're going to move over to the strong safety side of things, and we have Josh Jones, 74 overall, 1 year of experience, got great speed, but and although he's a scheme fit, we don't really expect much out of him. So that being said, that we see the roster, let's go take a look at free agency and see some of the guys we can pick up. There's Richie Incognito, 85 overall. I don't know how he kind of sits there as a free agent, along with Rogers Cromartie right behind him, and then you got Trey Boston as well, a free safety at 84 overall, and Ayers Jr. at 84, as well as Hankins, 2 right ends at 84, and then you got Vaccaro out there as a strong safety, Julius Thomas, the tight end, at 83. I mean, there's some decent pieces here to kind of pick up to go in. We're going to definitely pick up Richie Incognito. He's going to be a huge upgrade over what we have, and he's going to start on the left side of the line for us there as a left guard. Trey Boston is not tempting for us because we do have Clinton Dix, so we don't really need him. But Kenny Vaccaro is definitely a piece we'd want to see about. He gives us a huge upgrade over what we currently have. And I believe he's kind of has injury problems, but I'm willing to take that chance at an 83 overall and a cheap contract at that. So we'll pick him up, and he'll be our starting strong safety for us. We have Roger Cromartie sitting out there still, and a couple of other pieces. Not exactly sure if we should go pick these guys up or not. I mean, Cromartie is older, 32 years old, but you know what? For an 85 overall and a huge upgrade over what we have, I think we kind of have to take the chance on him as well. He is injury prone for sure, but again, the chance we kind of have to take because he comes on a cheap contract. So we're going to go ahead and make that move. We're looking here for maybe a wide receiver that can kind of help shore things up as a slot guy, and Jerry Maclin may be the guy for that. He's got some pretty good numbers as far as spectacular catch goes and catching traffic. Now we take a look and we can see how things kind of pan out here for us. The offensive line looking much better now with Richie Incognito there, and our secondary looking better as well with Vaccaro and Rogers Cromartie being added to the mix. These guys should make a huge difference, as now the offense and defense are both 87. The team is an 84 overall. And again, this wasn't much of a rebuild that needed to kind of happen. There were some key pieces missing, and I think we've addressed some of that. But after the preseason is up, we do have some injuries, and there goes Blake Martinez, the young hotshot there. He'll be out for 3 weeks, and we weren't looking for that. Now we got to kind of make our big decision here and figure out what do we want to say we're going to commit to for the year as a goal. I'm not really certain how things will pan out. I mean, I honestly believe that this Green Bay Packer team is a pretty solid team. I don't know if I really want to take the chance and say 10 or 11 wins, so to speak. So maybe I'll go for 9 and go on the low side and say, hey, we can definitely get 9. We'll have a winning record, but we're not sure how deep we're going to get into the playoffs and stuff like that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and sim here a little bit, as we like to do. We kind of like to sim the first couple of weeks just to see how things kind of pan out. And we do have an injury on the docket here, and that's not going to be good. And it actually turns out to be Rogers Cromartie, 6 weeks with a foot fracture. And, well, that was a chance we were going to take with a 32-year-old cornerback who is injury prone. So let's go ahead and sim ahead again. And then we have the injury decision to bring back Blake Martinez. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to take a look at the game that we had there against Minnesota. We lost 21-19. Not looking too bad. There's definitely some work that needs to be done as we do pick up the win there. And then we're going to have to do some stuff here in the draft as well and go figure out what we're going to kind of shore up for ourselves. Greg Little is a definite piece that we should be interested in for sure, as well as Greedy Williams should be a big piece that we want to kind of keep an eye on depending upon where we go. And now we're just going to kind of go ahead and advance again a week or so, maybe to mid-season here at this point. And yeah, we're going to skip multiple weeks and going to kind of jump in there and see what we get when we come out the back end of it on week 9. So taking a look here, we can see that, well, we won a couple of games here. We got a tie there with the Redskins. And it looks like we won 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Like the way that looks so far. So not looking too shabby here to start off the season. Now let's take a look at some stats. We have Aaron Rodgers, 2,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Looks pretty good. I mean, that's a solid start to the season. We'll see if we can build on that. And we take a look at Ty Montgomery, 377 yards so far with a 2.9 average and 3 touchdowns. The average is a little on the low side. Got to see if we can work on that. Davante Adams is the leading receiver as we expected with 3 touchdowns, 42 catches, 697 yards. Macklin up there doing the job that we wanted him to do with 37 catches for 422. And then Randall Cobb, 34, 552, and 5 touchdowns, leading the way in the touchdown department for us. Not looking too bad there. We'll take that every day. And then here's Jake Ryan, who was filling in for Blake Martinez, who was injured, got 72 tackles. He's kind of the second starting middle linebacker, so he looks pretty good there with 2.5 sacks and 2 interceptions. We're going to have to keep an eye on him for the rest of the season. Kenny Vaccaro up there, 51 tackles. We wanted him to be big, and he is big for us. There's Clinton Dix up there with a tackle for a loss and 46 total tackles. Jair Alexander's in there with a 0.5 sack and interception, 44 tackles. Not too bad there. I guess he's kind of been forced into working or maybe starting there, or maybe probably in a slot, as we did have an injury to Rogers Cromartie. So Trayvon Williams, 2 interceptions. We kind of expect that out of a veteran there. And we take a look at Mike Daniels a little bit further down, has 5.5 sacks with 7 tackles for a loss. And then looking at the rest of the list there, we have Perry. Clay Matthews not producing as much as we'd want him to, but he does have 3.5 sacks. And looking at Blake Martinez, who's kind of just coming back, hopefully he can turn things around for the rest of the season as well. But we're kind of looking to see where Mo Wilkerson is, and there he is. He's kind of right after Oren Burks here. Mo Wilkerson, 14 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 0.5 sack. Definitely not getting it done for us. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. So now we take a look at things. We are 7-1-1. And we're going to go ahead and jump ahead as well. We're going to sim ahead a couple of weeks to the end of the season now. We're comfortable with the 7 wins there so far, thinking that the Packers can probably do something here, probably make the playoffs, hoping. And we'll have to take a look and see. And yeah, there we are, 11-4-1 with the 3rd best record in the league, in the whole NFL. Eagles at the top with a 14-2, and the Chiefs right ahead of us at 12-4. They got that extra win because they didn't have a tie like we did. But yeah, but we're gonna take that. We're happy with that all the way. The Browns are in the playoffs. That's pretty interesting. The Panthers, the Jets actually made the playoffs as well at 9-7, and the Lions and whoever else there too. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stats for the season. Aaron Rodgers, 4,400 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Ty Montgomery, 815 yards on 9 touchdowns. Very well there. Davante Adams, 95 catches, 1,300 yards. Ty Cobb, 86 for 1,000 yards. Macklin with 874 yards and 78 catches. That was a great free agent signing. 6 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Jimmy Graham at 4, respectively, for all of them. Taking a look at the defense, Jake Ryan leads the defense with 148 tackles, 2.5 sacks and 2 interceptions, looking really good. Trayvon Williams turns things around here with 107 tackles out of the cornerback position and 2 interceptions. Vaccaro with 96 and an interception. Kevin King up there with 85 tackles and 3 interceptions. I like the way that looks. Clinton Dix kind of fell off a little bit there. I'm not sure if he got injured somewhere along the way, but he's not injured now. Blake Martinez definitely stepped things back up at 68 tackles and 2.5 sacks. Nick Perry, Clay Matthews with 6.5 sacks each, 65, 64 respectively. And we take a look at Mike Daniels leading with 8 sacks, looking really well there with 13 tackles for a loss and 59 tackles total. We'll take that every day of the week. He is definitely producing the way we expected him to produce. We take a look at Jair Alexander. He's got 58 tackles there on the list with a 0.5 sack and an interception. Rogers Cromartie came back, picked up 54 and an interception as well. Mo Wilkerson turned things around, 40 tackles to finish the season with 5 tackles for a loss and 5 sacks. He definitely picked things up there, and we expected more out of Kenny Clark as well. 33 tackles, 7 for a loss and 2.5 sacks. We kind of wanted him to be more of a run stopper. 7 tackles for a loss is not too shabby, but we definitely want more production out of these two guys for sure, especially based upon their ratings. We would expect a lot more out of these two players. Anyway, let's take a look here, and we'll see that the offense was 5th with 5,700 yards, and the defense was 12th with 5,100 yards. in how many yards they gave up. But points scored were 11th with 380. And here's the real story. We take a look at the defense. 278 points allowed, third in the NFL. So that's a pretty solid defense, and I am definitely happy with that overall. So let's go ahead and move on and see what we're going to come up with here next. We're going to kind of take a look at this progression stuff. I wanted to take a look at this because there's kind of a whole new system to how your players regress and progress and everything else. And you can see here, you kind of go in and it's like an archetype deal where you pick what you're going to upgrade. In this case, we picked possession. We have a bunch of points here for him, skill points, so it upgrades a lot of different things. His overall is going to go up quite a bit there to a 94, 95 by the time we're all said and done, it looks like. So you can see as we just keep upgrading pieces, and possession upgraded once again, and you see all the different parts that get kind of upgraded in that. So with star development, that looks really good for him. We're going to place Rogers Cromartie on the injured reserve list as he was hurt again for 8 weeks, and he'll be gone for the rest of the season. And we're going to have to take a look and see what we can sign in his place. That being said, it is time to go into the playoffs here. We have the 11-5 Atlanta Falcons. We are at 11-4-1. We have Ty Montgomery coming back from injury, our starting running back. That is going to be huge for us. And I'm going to try to do this a little bit differently here. We're going to go ahead and do like a sim type of game. And we're going to show you like the last quarter, basically. We're going to do the fourth quarter of the game. We're going to jump in here. You can see that we're kind of equally stacked up here at 86 overall for both teams, and the Atlanta Falcons are no slouch in this regard. Going to see what these two teams look like as we go into the playoffs, and we can see some of the new graphics here as we take a look at stuff. And Atlanta, Green Bay, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, 4 very good teams from what we can tell. Right now it is 24-20. The Atlanta Falcons have the lead with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. We can see that the Green Bay Packers get the touchdown here late, 27-24, and now the Atlanta Falcons are going to get the ball back. First down and 10 on the 25. Drop pass by Justin Hardy. Second down and 10, 6 yards to Hooper. Third down and 4, 20 yards to Hooper now, getting the first down there. Big gain. Incomplete pass by Matt Ryan. Second and 10. Devonta Freeman for 14 yards on the catch, and then 5 yards for Marvin Hall. Second down and 5. 10-yard penalty against the offense will bring up a second down and 15 now. And then he's sacked for 5 yards, giving him a third down and 20. 12 yards for Sanu. Not enough for the first down, but they do get the field goal to tie it up 27-27. So here is Green Bay's chance to kind of put things away with 3 minutes left. Ty Montgomery with a 2-yard rush. And then Aaron Rodgers throws it away. Third down and 8. 9-yard pass to Graham. Gets the first down. They move the chains. 20 yards to Randall Cobb now. And now it's a fumble recovered by Deion Jones and the Atlanta Falcons. Devonta Freeman with the ball. And then Marvin Hall for 8 yards. Getting the first down. And then throwing the pass away. Second down and 10. Negative 3-yard rush for Devonta Freeman as he is losing yardage there twice now in a row. Third down and 13. 2-yard rush by Devonta Freeman. And they're going to have to punt the ball away. 36 yards and a fair catch by Randall Cobb. So now Green Bay with another opportunity after fumbling the ball and turning it over. Second down and 10. Couple of drop passes here. Third down and 10. And another drop pass by Jimmy Graham. And that might have been their best chance here, because Devin Coleman returns it for 12 yards, giving them some decent field position. Ball's knocked away by Jake Ryan. Second down and 10. But 10 yards to Austin Hooper. That'll give them a third down and 1. And then a 6-yard rush is enough for the first down. 8 yards by Devonta Freeman, getting into Green Bay territory. Another 5-yard rush, putting them into field goal range at this point. 6-yard rush, 53 seconds left. 3-yard rush, bringing up at third down and 2. And then another 3-yard rush gives them a first down, 35 seconds. 29-yard field goal, and it is now 30-27 with 30 seconds left. And it's going to take a miracle by the Green Bay Packers here. 10-yard catch. Second down and 1, another 7-yard catch with 11 seconds left. First down and 10, 13 yards to Devonta Adams, but it is not enough, folks, as the Atlanta Falcons come away with the win here in the divisional playoffs, and the Green Bay Packers, who had a good chance here and did have the lead going into the fourth quarter, just could not get enough done. That turnover, I believe, is what did them in, if you're asking me. But all in all, we did get to the playoffs. We did better than what we anticipated. We were looking for a 9-win season. We went 11-4-1, and we definitely have some stuff to build on here as we go into the offseason. Let's take a look at the box scores here. 30-27. Not a bad game for the Green Bay Packers. We just got to get a little bit stronger there on defense, and a defense that can kind of finish it off for us. But we looked good offensively. Just got to kind of button things up defensively, and I think we got to work on that secondary for sure. That's going to be where we need to kind of build our pieces around. We're definitely going to be looking much better as we get into the new season and into the offseason. We have some options. We're going to have to see if we can maybe sign an elite cornerback or something, but we'll talk about that as we get into things here. We'll take a look, and we have some decisions to make. Kenny Vaccaro was huge for us. We want to offer him a contract, see if we can keep him in the house at 84 overall and at 28 years of age. We like what we see there. We're going to drop this down a little bit to see if we can save a little bit of money. It's going to be our only shot to sign him here. If he doesn't like it, then we're going to have to move on for him. That's exactly the offer I wanted. He's going to be with us next season. That was a risk right there, but we took it. Clinton Dix, we're actually going to up his signing bonus and see if we can hold on to him. 89 overall, and he loves the offer, so he's coming back as well. So we have the back end of our secondary tied up. Now we have Randall Cobb, 85 overall. He's 29 years old. We're going to offer him we're going to drop the salary here just a little bit to see if we can kind of save a few dollars in-house. And he's excited to sign such a great offer. So not such a bad deal here in free agency. Muhammad Wilkerson, 86. We're going to drop his money too. We don't want to pay him as much as he's asking for. He enjoyed playing with us. He's going to go test free agency. That's fine. We were not happy with his production anyway. Ty Montgomery, 82 overall, 26 years old. We're going to drop his money as well. You can find a running back pretty much anywhere, and I do not want to pay that kind of money to a running back anyhow. And he's going to go test out free agency to see what he can get as well. Now, we are into free agency, and we can see some of the top-line guys here. Delaney Walker as a tight end. Not really looking for that. We have Coleman there at the top as a halfback, 89 years old. Here's Ryan Shazer, who's an 86 overall. Good scheme fit for us as a linebacker. And then you can kind of take a look here. Trevor Williams is very interesting, but the Dolphins are probably offering him a lot of money at 126 points, 85 overall. I don't know if we can get away with giving him the money that he wants. And the Bills here looking for Muhammad Wilkerson, 124 points there. What kind of contract did they give to him? Here's a right tackle at 83, Trent Brown. Another interesting look for us. We do have a pretty decent right tackle, but this would be a huge upgrade for us. Mark Ingram, another halfback at 83 overall. And some of these contracts look like they're pretty sick based upon the points that are being shown there in the offers. Here's Ty Montgomery at 82 overall. Nobody's making him an offer. Let's see if maybe we can give him something. Do we want to give him something? I'm not really sure at this point. Definitely something to consider, though, because nobody's making an offer for his services. Martavius Bryant, wide receiver, 82 overall. Definitely something we can take a look at and consider. Cameron Wake, 82 overall, left end, number 91. And Clay Matthews, who didn't sign with us either, 82 overall. He wasn't happy with us halfway through the season and decided that he was not going to negotiate with us any further. C.J. Anderson is 82 overall as well, 28 years old. Probably a good fit for us. Okafor, right end, 82 overall. Not sure if we need any help on the defensive line. And looking here, we still have a lot of options as far as halfbacks go, of course. But the point of all of this, folks, is I'm going through the list of free agents. If you see something that you think would be a good fit for our team, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I will take your choices into consideration. But anyway, thank you for stopping by and checking us out. Leave a like for the video. I will see you on the channel, and bye-bye now.